Hey everyone, what's up? It's Babylonius from PeakofSerenity.com, here with another commentary video. This time it is Mythic Tichondrius. This fight is pretty much as good as it comes for Windwalkers. The bat phase during it really showcases how bananas Windwalkers can be at AoE. It's a very strong AoE fight. So really the way that I approached this fight was I popped most of my cooldowns at the start. If you do happen to get hit with Carrion Plague or Seeker Swarm, whichever one it's called, you can use Touch of Karma for that. You can also use Touch of Karma at the beginning when you're popping the Brands of Argus. But really, this first phase isn't very difficult. We'll get to the Echoes of the Void here in a little bit. It's mainly a single target fight. You can pop your two stacks. Both, you can use both charges of Storm, Earth, and Fire if that's what you're rolling with. Just make sure that they really are focused on the boss. Blood damage is not very important, and we are ranged. We're able to blow them up relatively quickly. You can use Touch of Karma during this phase to get a little bit of extra boss time, a little bit extra damage. I underutilize Transcendence all the time. I have since learned on this fight especially, but you can use Transcendence to get back and forth from the pillars, cut down on some of that running time. But as you can see, you can save up your cleave cooldowns a little bit for those Tainted Bloods, just to try and get a tick or two of Fists of Fury or a pop of Strike of the Windlord, because using those does not hurt your primary target damage, like on Tichondrius, which really is the most important. And on your first kill, you may need to squeeze every ounce of Tichondrius damage as you can. But this first phase is pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot going on. You're going to want to make sure you stay away from the people with Carrion Plague so that you don't get hit by Seeker Swarm. We had them stack up in the middle and used our Death Knights and our Rogues to soak. Sometimes you will be within range of the boss during this phase, but if not, then you're going to want to make sure that you're using abilities to keep them to keep up your hit combo stacks. During this phase, this is when you're definitely going to want to make sure you pop as many cooldowns as you can. Potions, potions of prolonged power, whatever, and go into this phase with as much chi and energy as possible, because you're going to want to just pump out as much spinning crane kicks as you can. As you can see, looking at the damage meters at the bottom, Windwalkers are very strong. You want to kill as many bats as possible, just for those meters, and to get everybody the buff so that they all have 30% damage. And if you don't have the buff coming out of that, you will die. So Windwalkers are very effective at killing targets. We had our Windwalkers, because we were very mobile, get back and kill the ads. So as you'll see me run back, and we wanted to make sure we blew up the ads as quickly as we can. And then you can use Transcendence, like I said, to port back to the boss. But I don't know where I was going with that, even though I did set Transcendence down. As you can see, it's there. I just didn't use it. But I had Carrion Plague, so here I am kind of standing to stack up. Try and get a little bit of extra damage on those ads. It was, like I said, we were asked to kill them, so I'm not just padding. I'm actually doing it the right way. During this phase, you can use your defensive cooldowns and stuff to get a little bit of extra damage. When you're behind the pillars, Touch of Karma works very well to redirect some of that damage back onto Tichondrius. But again, really, this phase is just kind of your build-up phase, your saving cooldowns phase. Make sure that when Illusionary Knight comes out, that you have Energizing Elixir and you have Storm, Earth, and Fire ready, and your potion if that's what you're rolling with, and as many AoE cooldowns and chi and energy as possible, because that's really where you're going to be making your money and showing everybody up on those DPS meters. This phase is, like I said, just kind of waiting and planning and trying to go into the Illusionary Knight with as much things as you can. especially if you're just doing this for for rankings, then saving some chi at one point is going to help you out. Making sure you get you go in like I did here with 5 chi. Put Dave down the statue because he helps group up the bats in the middle, and then once the bats start rolling in, you should build up spinning crane kick stacks pretty easily. And if you have you want to grab this buff as quickly as possible, we tried as best we could to funnel it to our windwalkers because we were so strong at AoE. And you want to avoid getting stunned. It's somewhat difficult to see on the ground. I couldn't really find a graphic setting that made it easier. So you kind of can just run around and pray. But yeah, that's really, this is where you're going to be making the most of your damage. Putting yourself over the millions in DPS. And then you're back really just towards this phase, and you're going to be focusing on killing the ads if that's your job, or really just blowing up Tichondrius, and it becomes a single target fight. If you are killing the ads, the Sightless Watcher, this big one in the back, is the biggest priority. He's the one who does the most damage. He starts kind of a big channel, if I remember correctly. He doesn't typically live very often for me to actually understand what he does. But we really were focused primarily on single target damage during this fight. It's a good fight if you have spinning crane kick relics. There's very few fights where those will be worth it, but if you're gonna feel kind of disappointed about having your spinning crane kick relics, this is a fight where you can feel very happy. An extra 15% damage on your spinning crane kick is going to be a ton of damage during that bat phase. So make sure that you are using as many cooldowns during that phase without delaying too much. You don't want to lose a cast throughout the fight. But this fight is pretty straightforward. There are a lot of things that can kill you, so there are a lot of times that you can use your defensive cooldowns without to help your healers and help keep you alive. I thought this was a very enjoyable fight. It's a good fight for drinking horn cover, especially during that bat phase. You can get your Storm Earth and Fire to last pretty much the entire bat phase, if you did a good job of planning and stuff like that. So hopefully this helps kind of explain things, maybe fills in some holes that you weren't aware of. I'm not sure if I mentioned grabbing the Black Ox statue talent, because it helps you to I went a little hard there at the end. It helps you to group up the ads to kill. So hopefully this answers more questions than it creates. And if you like this kind of content, then please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I put on all my kill videos, as well as try and get these. Whoop, we're not going to botanist. Let's go back. So I put on all my kill videos and try to do these commentary videos when I have some downtime. I also put up some guides for talents, stuff like that. So give those a look. Subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter at Babylonius Monk. And if you like this content and all the other content that we provide on PeakofSerenity.com for Windwalkers, Brewmasters, and Mistweavers, then please support us through Patreon or PayPal. Let us know that what we're doing is what you like, kind of help justify the time that we spend on the site and doing all that stuff. So please support us through Patreon and PayPal, and hopefully this helps you kill Tichondrius, maybe eke out a little bit of extra DPS and not make the plethora of mistakes that you may have noticed I made during this fight. So till next time, good luck.